spelling competitions. It would be a really great opportunity to show that I've still got it. I'm immediately on the phone. I'm aggressively mashing it like there's no tomorrow. Viewers should watch out for me and root for me if they want the best player to win. If they don't want any more people from the University of the Philippines to keep dominating, they should also root for me. I am Leroy, your next Quiz Bee Millionario.
Let's all welcome Education Junior Leroy Leoncio. Leroy, come in, say hello. Yeah. And welcome to PLM. All right, take your place, Leroy, in your podium. Excited to have PLM here on BQB for a first time. Now, here's another first timer for a school at least on our program.
Hi, I'm Akio Paule, 22 years old from San Beda College, Alabang, taking up BS Accountancy. I was dreaming about this since I was a kid. Ever since I was young, I like watching TV shows like Jeopardy and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So I want to be on TV as well. Hopefully, if I win, I'll make my younger self proud. I think they should root for me because I think I'm the underdog here. I practiced, I reviewed. I think my hardworking spirit will be my edge and my hope. I'm very proud to represent San Beda. Ora et labora, prayer and work. So let's get this. I'm Akio, and I am your next Quiz Bee Millionario.
So let's give it up for Akio Nino Paula. Akio, say hello. All right, Akio. Take your place, Akio. And once again, thank you so much to San Beda College, Alabang, for sending over one of their finest representatives. All right, now let's meet contestant number 3.
Hi everyone, I'm Asher Ayeras, 21 years old from the Ateneo de Manila University, taking BS Legal Management.
I grew up watching Millionaire. I have an app playing it, so it's really my upbringing.
I want to challenge myself to see if may talas pa ba ako o kung nakalawag na. I think we can get through this motion style, you know. I know it's a competition, but for me, it's really just a celebration of the intellect of the youth today. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this challenge. Ilalaban natin ang bandila ng ating, ilalabas natin ang magis within us. Kaya, ano pang hinihintay nyo? One big fight tayo, mga Ateneans.
Please welcome Asher Ayeras, a senior graduating student at Ateneo. First time also on BQB. Asher, hello. All right, Leroy, Akio, and Asher, are you ready for our first round? We'll be having that right after the break. So everyone, buckle up. This is going to be exciting. Round 1 of our elimination round begins right after this. To see you all back here at Billionaire Quiz Bee, now on season number 2. This is where the nation's brightest college students turn academic excellence into glory. That's right, our 3 contestants' journey to greatness begins with this first round. This is where they must build early momentum to gain an edge as they move on to the next level of the competition. Let's listen into our mechanics. In this opening round, we've prepared 12 challenging questions across 6 categories: history, science and technology, arts and literature, math and logic, geography and nature, and general information. Each question is worth 1,000 pesos. The rules are simple. The first contestant to buzz in gets 5 seconds to answer. A correct answer earns points, while an incorrect answer gives your opponents a chance to steal the question with another 5 seconds on the clock. The first 12,000 pesos are now up for grabs. Who will outsmart, outbuzz, and outplay their opponents in this exciting first round? The road to becoming the next Quiz Bee Millionario starts now. All right, those are the mechanics for round number 1 at least. And of course, just to remind you that you can buzz anytime you wish while I ask my question. But always remember, wait for me to acknowledge your name first before you give out your answer. Otherwise, you might inadvertently give away your answer to your competitors, okay? So, if you guys are ready, Leroy, we're good? Akio, Asher, let's start by testing your buzzers. Let's go with Leroy, your buzzer, please. All right, that is working. Akio, your buzzer. Asher. All right, you can press that buzzer any which way you want. With your fingers, with your palm, with your elbow if you wish. It's a very sensitive buzzer, and whoever is first will be acknowledged. Okay, So, if you're ready, let's start with our first round of questions. We have 12 questions in the elimination round. Let's start with history. Listen carefully. What comedian played the fictional president of his country? Asher.
Volodymyr Zelensky.
That is correct. Volodymyr Zelensky. Let me finish the question for our viewers. He played the fictional president of his country in a TV series and later became the real president, the actual president of this Eastern European country in 2019. That country, of course, is Ukraine, and the TV series was called Servant of the People. 1,000 pesos. Asher is correct. Volodymyr Zelensky, president of Ukraine. Question number 2. Science and technology, gentlemen. Archaeologists have uncovered lost cities under dense vegetation or soil using a technology known as LiDAR. LiDAR is actually an acronym for what? What does LiDAR stand for? Time starts now. 5 seconds. Leroy, would you like to try? LiDAR.
Laser imaging detection and radiation.
That's a great guess, but it's wrong. Okay. Anyone like to steal? LiDAR. 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 Oh, a lot of archaeologists continue to use this to uncover hidden civilizations under the soil or under rock. And today, even smart cars, okay, electric vehicles use LiDAR as sensors to navigate through traffic and, of course, through warning handsets, okay? However, the answer is light detection and ranging, or light detecting and ranging. LiDAR is the acronym similar to radar, which of course runs by a very similar principle. So it's LiDAR, and you're wrong. So, Asher, you're still in the lead with 1,000. Let's try question number 3 now. This is in arts and literature. What royal figure has the most lines of any character in a single play by William Shakespeare? Asher?
King Lear.
King Lear is not correct. Leroy?
Macbeth.
Macbeth is also wrong. Akio, it's all yours. Just name another play by William Shakespeare. Yeah, come on.
King Louis.
No, there was a King Lear, there is a Macbeth for Shakespeare, but there was also Hamlet, okay, and Hamlet, okay, the Prince of Denmark, the fictitious King of Denmark, actually had the most lines, more than 1,000 lines, if I'm not mistaken, in that William Shakespeare play alone. All right, so let's go to math and logic. In geometry, a cube is a 3-dimensional shape with 6 faces and how many edges? Leroy.
24.
How many?
24.
Wrong. In geometry, Asher?
12.
Yes, it is 12. A cube is a 3-dimensional shape with 6 faces and how many edges? There are 12 edges in a cube. If you count it, like in a Rubik's Cube, okay, next question. Geography and nature. This time, we're going to give you a picture quiz. Take a look at the screen. What type of cloud is shown on screen right now? What type of cloud is shown on our screens? Leroy?
Cirrus.
Yes, cirrus clouds, highest clouds on Earth. Formed by ice crystals, usual indication of pretty much good cold weather. Right, cirrus clouds. C-I-W-R-U-S, cirrus. Next question. General information. What is the popular term for the so-called Cupertino effect? This happens when a computer function mistakenly replaces a correctly spelled word with an unrelated word. The Cupertino effect. Time starts now.
Autocorrect.
Akio.
Autocorrect.
Yes, autocorrect is correct. Sometimes known as spell check. Inadvertently, you type in a few letters and a computer does an autocorrect, gives you a different word altogether. Happens all the time whenever we text and message people. Be careful with that. Check before you send. Next question. This is in history. What Scandinavian country originated the office of the ombudsman in the 19th century? Yeah, came from Scandinavia. Leroy?
Norway.
Norway is incorrect. What Scandinavian country? There aren't that many, Asher.
I'd guess Sweden.
Yes, it is Sweden. Sweden is the correct answer. The office of the ombudsman, legal representative or advisor, Scandinavian term, ombudsman. Okay? So Sweden is correct. Not too many choices for a Scandinavian country. That was one of them. All right. right, let's go to our next question. It is science and technology. Everyone listening at home, listen and try to beat our contestants here. According to Sigmund Freud, what is a moral component? Leroy.
Ego.
Ego is wrong. What is a moral component of the psyche, representing
Supreme.
once again,
Supreme.
representing the internalized values of society and standards? It's what controls us. It's called the superego. That's correct. Some call it a conscience. It's a superego. 4,000 points for Asher now. Leroy with 1,000. Akio tied with Leroy with 1,000. Still a very tight race, considering this is still our first round. Let's go to question number 8. Number 9, rather. Okay, listen carefully. Solomon Saprid made his mark in Philippine sculpture with his playful series on what half-human creature of Tagalog mythology. That's a clue there, Akio.
Manananggal.
Manananggal is not correct. Asher?
Tikbalang.
Yes, tikbalang. Or tikbalang as some would call it. That is the correct answer. Half-human creature of Tagalog mythology. Not too many as well. Manananggal was a good guess, but of course tikbalang was the precise answer. Next question. Question number 10 now. Math and logic, you may write down, you may use your papers and pens, or you can just use your mental math. Okay? And this is mental math actually. But I'll read the question twice just to make sure there's time for you to process the question. 24 is 3 halves of what number? That is coming from Asher.
16.
16 is correct. Okay, pretty good for a legal management student. Okay? You could have fooled me as a mathematics student. Okay, 16. Let's go to our second to the last question in the first one. And this is in geography and nature. Okay. Named for a Croatian seismologist, it is the boundary between the Earth's crust and the mantle. Characterized, that's coming from Asher once again.
Is it the Mohorovic discontinuity?
What is the last word you said?
Discontinuity.
That is correct. Mohorovic discontinuity, named after a Croatian seismologist who is Mohorovic, which is the correct way of saying it. You got that right. So, boundary between the Earth's crust and the mantle, characterized by a sharp increase in seismic wave velocity. What is it called? It is precisely that. MOHO for short. Discovered in 1909. All right. Final question for the first round. Nothing to panic about Leroy or Akio. We have one round coming up, but actually you're doing well so far with 7,000 points. But let's see if the other two can catch up with this question. This is in general information. So in business, what two-word divine term refers to an individual who provides capital? Leroy.
Angel investor.
You are correct, Leroy. Provides capital to startups typically in exchange for equity in the company. It is an angel investor. And Leroy, with that correct answer, you are now in second place with 2,000. Akio, you have 1,000 points, also worth 1,000 pesos. And Asher, you have 7,000 points. You're in the lead with 7,000 pesos. All right, this is going to get exciting as we move on to the next round. But first, let's take a break, catch a breath. When we return, round number 2, before we find out who our Leoncio, who is in second place with 2,000 points. Hello, Leroy. How are you so far after one round?
Hello, I am feeling rather fine. I do wish I got more of the questions correct, especially as
You'll have a chance in the next round. Don't worry about it. But let's get to know you a bit more on a personal level. Okay, and I couldn't stop or help myself from looking at that something that's just shining from afar. That's like a pendant, right?
Yes, so this is actually a sort of pendant made by my
Maybe you can
aunt.
show it to everyone. Like
Yes, so here it is.
Yeah.
So this represents my passion for spelling bees because that really is.
All right. Well, you get to choose again, Brent. Would you like to continue with scientific laws or move on to another? Are you spooked with scientific laws? No, you like it so far. Let's move on to question number 2. Once again, we're looking for laws of science named after the person who discovered, popularized, or established those laws. This German mathematician is known for his law of electricity and law of magnetic. Ryan.
Euler's law.
Once again,
Euler's law.
that is wrong. Let me finish the question. Brent, go ahead. Once again, no. So, law Lauren, all right, this is all yours. Listen carefully. This German mathematician is known for his law of electricity and law of magnetism. Magnetism. Lauren, come on.
Kirchhoff?
Wrong. The answer is Carl Friedrich Gauss. Okay, Gauss. G-A-U-S-S. This is the measurement for magnetic induction, by the way. We use the term Gauss. Okay, so that's the answer. All right. So Brent still gets to choose because he was in control of the board. So should we continue with scientific laws, Brent, or would you like to try something else?
Let's go with scientific laws.
Let's continue. Why not? His 3 laws of planetary motion describe Brian.
Johannes Kepler.
This time you're correct. Johannes Kepler is the correct answer. His 3 laws of planetary motion describe how the planets orbit around the sun. No other than Johannes Kepler. That was quite easy. Okay. So Brian, you now have the board. Where would you like to go?
I would like to go to zoology.
This is what you're good at. Zoology. Hopefully mosquitoes and insects, right? So let's go to zoology. Okay, listen in. Everyone gets a chance to answer. Endemic to Palawan, the Philippine mouse deer is known by this. Brian? Once again?
Pilandok.
You are correct. Pilandok. Also known by this local name, it is the Pilandok. So now, we have 5,000 points. Where would you like to continue?
Zoology.
Still zoology. Okay. An anticoagulant found in the saliva of a species of this animal is... This is coming from Brian.
Leech.
Wrong. Let me continue. An anticoagulant found in the saliva of a species of this animal is known as draculent. Lauren?
Mosquito?
No. Brian, would you know this?
Is it horseshoe crab?
No. Draculent. What does Draculent sound like?
Dragon?
No, Dracula, right? What's Dracula? A vampire bat. That would have been a clue there. Draculent, all right? So yes, vampire bat. The anticoagulant found in the saliva of this animal is known as Draculent. All right, let's move on to our next question. We still have Brian to choose.
Zoology.
Zoology. Let's continue. This is question number 6 now. This beetle is so named because it defends itself by detonating chemicals. Lauren?
Horseshoe beetle?
Wrong. It detonates chemicals inside its body. Brian? This beetle.
Marauder beetle?
What is it?
Marauder beetle?
Marauder
Yes.
beetle. So, that's this question, and you have all the time to answer. 5 seconds. This beetle is so named because it defends itself by detonating chemicals inside its body and spraying out hot, nasty chemicals. What do you call this beetle?
Exploding beetle.
Exploding beetle. No, that's wrong. But quite close. Bombardier. The bombardier for the explosion. Yes. Bombardier beetle. All right. No one got that right? It's still yours, Brian. Would you like to continue? Zoology again?
Zoology again.
All right. Maybe third time around, you'll be lucky. Question number 7 now of 12. With a name meaning man of the forest, this primate, Brian?
Orangutan.
Man of the forest, orangutan is correct. This primate is considered the world's most critically endangered great ape. They're found only in parts now of Borneo and Sumatra. Just around 120,000 of this species left on the planet. One of the most rarest, if not the rarest, great ape, endangered great ape in the planet. So yes, Jeff, 1,000, just 1,000 points behind Brent. Now Brent, all right, very close. Someone's very close to you. Now it's time to up your game. Lauren, you can still make it in this round because we're only on question number 8 now. So I'm gonna go back to Brian. Are we gonna go on with zoology or move somewhere else?
Zoology.
Zoology, why not? You've been good so far. Question number 8. Okay, 4 questions left, including this one. Starts with the letter M. In ancient times, sailors mistook this mammal for a mermaid with its human-like eyes and flippers. Starts with the letter M. That's a clue. What is this mammal, Brian?
Manatee.
Yes, it is manatee, and all of a sudden you are in the lead. A lot of pressure on you now, Brent, but of course, we still have 3 more questions before the bonus round. So where is it, Brian?
Can we finish zoology?
Zoology it is, the last question in this category. Listen in. Anyone can answer, of course. After the elephant, it is the largest land animal by weight. Lauren,
Hippo?
is it the hippo, hippopotamus? No, it is not. Brent,
Alright. The giraffe.
is it the giraffe? No, it is not. Brian,
It's
After the
bison.
elephant.
Bison.
is it the bison, like the buffalo bison?
Yes.
No, it's not. You missed out on one land animal, also from Africa. Would you like to guess? The rhinoceros. It's the rhino. It's the rhino. Largest species after the elephant. Okay, we have to 3.6 tons in fact. That's just how heavy and large this animal is. Okay, we're out of zoology questions for you, Brian. Where would you like to go?
Let's go scientific notes.
All right, scientific laws. This is question number 10. Critical questions for Brent and Jeff. Almost deadlock. 8,000 for Brent, 9,000 for Brian. And of course, we're now moving on to a category that Brent seems to like. So let's see how this goes. Brian, here's your question. Anyone can answer. The law of elasticity. Brian?
Hooke's law.
We will consider that. Okay, the law of elasticity is named after this British scientist, but because the category is laws, scientific laws, Robert Hooke is the answer. He said Hooke's law. That is correct. Yes, that is correct. So you now have 11,000 points. Let's go to question number 11. Do you want to stay on scientific laws?
Yes.
Stay on scientific laws. Many consider him as the greatest physicist of all time. Brian?
Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton is correct. In large part because of his 3 laws of motion, it is none other than Isaac Newton. And let's go to our final question. Brian, you're still today by doing as best as you can in our billionaire. But before that, that was quite a comeback, right?
Yeah.
What is going through your head, Brian?
You know, starting round 2, I was really scared because like I was really far behind. So like I was thinking of different strategies on how to kind of fix the errors that I committed in round 1. Because a lot of the questions I knew the answer to, but like
Brent was
you
just
know,
quicker at the buzzer.
yeah, and then the questions didn't give enough information to me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's really part of the quiz show format,
Yeah.
right? Can't be too easy. Just give clues in those questions. I thought what was really impressive was the fact that you were so lucky. Because some of the categories that appeared, and these are of course randomly chosen categories, were categories that you were quite strong at, like zoology. I think that really put you back in contention. But of course, let's put that aside because now let's focus on our billionaire bonus round, where you get to take home much more cash with you, apart from 50,000 pesos that you've already won. Plus, of course, the fact that you get to move on to our next round, the semifinal. So, Brian, let's check out the mechanics of our billionaire bonus round. It's a race against time in the elected for today success a bonus round category that is now about to reveal. All right. So, what category was randomly drawn for tonight? Well, Brian, here is the big reveal. All right, randomly chosen. It is beyond rich. Any idea what that is?
Wealth,
Okay, wealth. But what about wealth?
like gold.
All right, let me just help you out then. We are looking for people who are beyond rich, which means they are billionaires, dollar billionaires, tycoons, that kind of thing. Okay, so we are looking for famous billionaires, both Filipino and foreigner, both from the past and from the present. Okay, sounds good to you?
Yes.
All right, so let's begin our billionaire bonus round. Born in 1924, he first prospered selling shoes and then became the Super Bowl king of the Philippines. Time starts now.
Skip.
Next question. Tech titan who played himself in the 2010 film Iron Man 2, where he had a brief chat with Tony Stark. Tech titan. Tech billionaire.
Skip.
Skip. He joined the Billionaires Club in 2014, more than a decade after retiring from the NBA.
LeBron James.
Next. TV host, producer, who became the first black female billionaire in 2003, an American TV host. Okay, correct. Next. Rising from humble beginnings, his life mantra has been sipag at tiyaga. Also his presidential campaign slogan.
Money Villar.
Next, correct. Her best-selling book series about wizards sold over 600 million copies since 1997, correct. Southeast Asian monarch who was the world's richest individual in the 1980s. Southeast Asian head of state monarch.
Jack Ma.
Next. Time is up. All right, not your forte, right? Not your forte. You're taking up science after all, not business administration, not commerce, not accounting. But anyway, interesting that you had some correct answers because indeed those were correct. But let's go back to the questions now. Okay, so the first question, Tech Titan, or rather the correct questions first. Tech Titan played himself in the 2010 film Iron Man 2, where he had a brief chat with Tony Stark. No, you were wrong here. You said
I passed.
you passed,
Yeah,
okay?
I did.
It was Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk actually had a cameo role there. He joined the Billionaires Club in 2014 after retiring from the NBA.
Michael Jordan.
Who else? Michael Jordan, MJ. Next question. TV host producer who became the first black female billionaire, Oprah Winfrey, you're correct. Rising from humble beginnings, his life mantra has been Sipag at Tiyaga. ST, Sipag at Tiyaga. Also his presidential slogan, Manny Villar, that's correct. Junior, to be precise. Her best-selling book series about wizards sold more than 600 million copies since 1997. J.K. Rowling, one of the richest authors of all time. Yes. Southeast Asian monarch, Brunei.
Yeah. I was
Sultan
thinking
of Brunei, Sultan
I
Bolkiah.
didn't know the name.
Okay, the Sultan Bolkiah, Hassan al Bolkiah. Released earlier this year, his memoir is titled Source Code. You didn't get this, we didn't get this far. But would you know this? His memoir titled Source Code, My Beginnings. Microsoft founder.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates was the correct answer. This female media influencer was reported to be the world's youngest self-made billionaire at age 21. Billionaire, she's only 21 years old when she was a billionaire. Kylie Jenner is the answer. American investor and philanthropist of the Oracle of Omaha. Warren Buffett, ring a bell. And finally, born in 1924, he first prospered selling shoes and then became the Super Mall King of the Philippines. Super Mall King.
Yeah. I didn't know the name. I actually don't know the name.
Henry C.
Henry C.
Sr. Henry C. Sr., the founder of SM, one of our sponsors, by the way. And Henry C. Sr. is the answer. That was just 3 out of 10 questions, so that's 24,000 pesos all in all, adding your 15,000 earlier. Congratulations, Brian. The best part of this, Brian, is that we get to see you once again for the semi-final round, where you'll get a chance to take home even more.
This program is brought to you by Playtime.
Today's Eliminate number 1.
Ano, may makwento rin ako sa in the future to my friends, to my family na I was once a contestant on TV for this season. The one edge of mine that is that I'm chronically online or let's just say na I'm updated on current events, on history, on pop culture and stuff. 1 million is a lot, so makakatulong po talaga siya sa akin, especially in my last year going to adulting. And also, I know it's cliche, but I would also like to help my family. Of course, very important. And also, I would like to give back to the community as well. Makikita niyo yung laban ng mga scholar ng bayan. So, UP fight! Hi, I'm Drake Panlaki from UP Diliman and I'm your next Quiz Bee Millionario.
So please welcome Drake Ronil Panlaki. Hello, Drake. Good to see you. All right, take your podium. Let's meet the other contestants. Let's introduce
Decision. So,
Okay, that's interesting.
yes,
Okay.
so the answer is Banikas. In Ilocano language.
All right, everyone watching at home, you learned something new here on BQB. And just by the way, did the students get it right?
Most of them did.
Okay, so if you're from Ilocos, you probably know what that is. If you're not from Ilocos, now you know what that means, okay? Now you know what that stands for. Thank you, Drake. Let's move on to Franco. Hello, Franco, from FEU Alabang. And, all right, you're a computer science student, right?
Yes po, Sir David.
And let me guess, you love computer games.
Oh yes, for sure.
All right, and earlier you told me that you belong to the top tier of gamers in 2 particular games. And can you refresh my memory about that?
At the moment, I am Mythic rank in Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and of course, aside from my mobile games. I also play on PC, so I am also playing Valorant. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily the creme de la creme or the best.
But you're in the top tier. You're in the upper
I would
percentile.
say.
But I asked that question, Franco, because a lot of really smart guys get into computers, and sometimes they go in too deep. It affects their studies. Now, you have a way of balancing it. Tell us about that.
Yes. So, for sure, when I approach my tasks when I do work, I ensure that everything is done first before I actually get to fully enjoy. Or sometimes, sometimes stress may get in the way. Sometimes I may feel too burned out, or perhaps I need a break. Of course, I need to, sequence that in a different way. But I ensure that all the tasks that are assigned to me are done by the deadline given to me. And of course, I want to do it with quality, of course. I wouldn't want to submit something that in the end I wouldn't be satisfied. So I want to for sure balance it all out to and make me to help enjoy games and to also at the same time do my work.
All right, that's a very good answer. Again, this is the final round of questions, at least before the bonus round. One of you, of course, will be at the top of this round, move on to the bonus round. But first, let's listen in to what the mechanics of round 2 is about. In the all-new Billionaire Quiz Bee Season 2 Round 2 Knockout Round, our contestants will step up their game against 4 topic categories randomly drawn for the episode. Best part, they get to pick their category. Here's how it works. The contestant score from round 1 will choose the points. It gives the contestant half. Picking up the first contestant, who will dominate round 2 and emerge as today's Billionaire Quiz Bee episode winner. Yes, that's a good question. But of course, first things first, we got to start off with those questions. But just a reminder, as we said earlier, in those mechanics, whoever dominates round 1, previous round, gains a massive advantage as we head into round 2. Of course, he also gets to choose. The leader of the previous round gets to choose the category of his particular interest. Okay, so Drake, because you are in the lead with 5,000 points, you get to choose the first question of your favorite category on our board. Let's take a look at the choices. We have astronomy, educational games, Nobel Prize winners, civics, 4 categories. Where do you want to start, Drake?
Nobel Prize winners.
Okay, Nobel Prize winners. I hope you know about this because here's our first question. He's the only person to win 2 unshared Nobel Prizes. The 1954 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, the other one was the 1962 Nobel Peace Prize. Who was this laureate, Nobel laureate? Was Linus Pauling. Ring a bell. The American chemist, also Nobel Prize winners. We still have a couple of questions left in civics.
Astronomy.
Astronomy, all right. Bearing the name of a Dutch astronomer, this giant spherical shell surrounding the sun is believed to be the source of long-period comets. Have you heard of the Oort cloud? Oort cloud, named after the astronomer John Oort, or Jan Oort. Okay, and that's what it is, the Oort cloud. All right, we go to question number 10 now, and it's pretty much a tight race between 2 of the UP students here, Drake from Diliman, Ramon from virtually anywhere in the world. He's in the UP Open University. Of course, Ramon has 11,000, but Drake still controls the board. Drake, where do we go?
Nobel Prize winners.
Back to Nobel Prize winners. Okay, as of 2025, the countries with the most Nobel laureates are the United States, the United Kingdom, and this other European nation. Jake?
Norway.
No. The Nobel is from Norway, but Ramon?
Sweden.
Sorry, Nobel is from Sweden, correct. Not Norway, but neither of your answers are correct. Franco, any European country that you might think has the most Nobel laureates? Yes. France, no. Next to France is Germany. Germany is the answer. And Germany has 116 Nobel laureates compared to the United States with 428. And the UK, which is next, with 145 accumulated Nobel laureates across different Nobel categories. Okay, Drake, still yours.
Let's try civics.
Yeah, no luck in Nobel Prize winners and civics, and Ramon is like smiling because he likes this one. All right, let's go to civics. This is question number 11, by the way, very critical. 2 more questions left. Originating in the United States, named after a convicted criminal, the 6-point warning begins with the line,
Miranda rights.
Ramon,
Miranda rights.
what is that line? You have
the right to remain
silent, and you are correct. The Miranda rights, or the Miranda warning. And you see this all the time on films, for example, when someone's arrested. And the Miranda rights actually applies to other countries, including our own, right? In different contexts often, but also applies to countries all over the world. The Miranda rights or Miranda warning. Ramon has 13,000, and he has control of the board for the final question in the second round.
Let's try educational games.
Educational games, why not? We haven't gone there yet. Let's go to that. The most Googled term globally in 2022 was this word guessing game. Franco, why not?
Wordle?
Yes, that's right, Franco. I'm glad you got that little cash to take home with you. But of course, it's not enough. Franco will finish with 3,000 pesos, and Drake will finish with 9,000 pesos. But Ramon is our winner for the week. You stay where you are. We'll have your bonus round in a short while. But Franco, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Take home 3,000 pesos. We enjoy having you here. And Drake, you're on the lead almost throughout the program. But of course, the Nobel laureate kind of got you, and you're probably gonna brush up on that in the near future. So thank you so much for being with us. We're gonna have you staying here for his bonus round, and of course, hopefully, well, not hopefully, but for sure, you will be back next week for our semi-final round. All right, BQB will be back right after this break. Hello everyone, and welcome to the final leg of Millionaire Quiz B's third elimination episode. We're at the end of that and moving on to the bonus round. So congratulations to our big winner for this week, Ramon. So Ramon, what do you feel so far? That was quite a relief.
Yeah, but like my heart's still racing up in my chest.
All right, you can relax on this. This is purely for the money. Most important thing is you proved your school, right? That school is, of course, so interesting that this is a virtual school. But more important than that, of course, and proving your school's worth is, of course, moving on to the semi-final round next week. You'll be back for that. In the meantime, take a deep breath and be ready for the bonus round. And this is purely just for fun, and of course, for the cash. Okay, so let's listen in to what this bonus round is all about and how you get to answer. Let's listen. It's a race against time in the electly selected for now yet. And answer the billionaires, you get to not choose, but you get to take a look at your mystery category. This is pre-programmed. Our computer chooses the categories for our contestants. Let's take a look and hope this is something you're familiar with. This one is, here we go. Let's jumble up those questions, or rather those characters, and it is famous teachers. Okay, so basically what we're looking for here is, what do you think?
Like famous teachers from history?
Not just history, could also be from fiction. Could be Filipino, could be international, could be currently alive, or could have passed away, right? So in other words, just popular, famous instructors, teachers, and people who are educators. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, timer starts after my first question. Here goes. Most celebrated student of Maestro Justiniano Cruz of Laguna. Not fictional.
Rafael Palma.
Next. Greek philosopher whose best known work is The Republic.
Plato.
Correct. Name of the preschool educational system created by Friedrich Vogel of Germany.
Kindergarten.
Correct. Warlock and headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Severus Snape.
Wrong. Italian educator and originator of the educational system that bears her name.
Maria Montessori.
Correct. Japanese math teacher renowned for the method he devised in the 1950s.
Pass.
In the film The Karate Kid, he taught Daniel how to
Mr.
wax on,
Miyagi.
wax off. Correct. Tagalog name of the educational pushcart project of CNN Hero of the Year.
Roger Cardinal.
Correct. Among his memorable words of wisdom, do or do not, there is no try.
Pass.
Type of celestial body named in honor of Dr. Josette Dio of the Philippines. Pass. All right, time's up. Time's up. Let's go back to the questions. Both those you answered, and those you passed, and those you got wrong. Okay. All right. First, Most celebrated student of Maestro Justiniano Cruz of Laguna, Jose Rizal, most famous student, right? From Laguna. Next, Greek philosopher whose best known work is the Republic. Correct. It is Plato. Plato is, of course, his nickname. His real name, his historical name, is Aristocles. Next, name of the preschool educational system created by Friedrich Frobel of Germany. Kindergarten literally means a garden for children. Okay, kindergarten. Warlock and headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I thought you'd get this right. Your answer was?
Seriously, I didn't read Hogwarts.
Mr. Snape, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yes. Severus Snape? No, Albert Dumbledore. Okay. You don't read Harry Potter.
Harry
Okay,
Potter.
that's interesting. Italian educator and originator of the educational system that bears her name, Maria